strong, man.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since he got the buffs, ever since he gets the bonus attack speed, the superpowered percent HP damage.
Punch the hell out of his camps.
His strength as a jungler is just ridiculous. So I'm not surprised to see him go here first in the draft. But now the Golden Guardians, let's see what they got cooked up to deal with that Rumble. You already named Xin Zhao as something that has become a very popular answer whenever you see that Rumble picked early on in the draft here. We'll see if that's what they want to go with. The Ruined King also still available. And that's a lock-in for Viego.
All right. A Viego, of course, can be played in the jungle. We saw Jose Diodo play that one, but I'm expecting that to be a solo lane Viego. It'll be nice to see as we go on throughout the draft. But I wonder if it's going to be a Xin because it doesn't sound like an iconic type of champion, someone who is really focused on his own clear. So a full clear type of champion might not go down his wheelhouse. A Renekton lock-in, so there we go. Seems like it's going to be already a pretty melee-focused composition coming in from Golden Guardians. Unless if that is going to be a Viego jungle, it's going to be interesting to see how this draft comes around.
Right. Both of these, like Viego has three-way flex possibility, both solo lanes plus jungle. Renekton, while he is primarily top, we have seen him go mid in certain matchups. So technically, both of these have flexibility here for the Golden Guardians, but Gnar locked in for Dignitas. We know where that pick is going. It's going into the top side. So now Golden Guardians will be able to decide if they want to send Renekton up there, if they'd rather have him played in the mid lane. And one more pick before the second half of the bans come through. Dignitas, what will it look like here?
All right.
Already know you're up against Viego. You already know you're up against Renekton. Ezreal, top of the table in terms of AD carries these days. Very strong stuff. They'll lock that in.
Smart choice. Now, Golden Guardian should answer with a Varus, just a straight-up AD carry that will have pressure throughout the laning phase, and then at least hold their cards going into 4-5. But the Gnar pick is going to be an interesting one just because it is the answer versus the Renekton if it goes top lane. And also, it's just a damn safe pick. Even combined with Divine Sunder, the added HP that you end up getting is super helpful to have. Goes Grasping, and it can go Grasping, so like that's that added beefiness within the lane makes it super difficult for Renekton. So even if Renekton does go mid lane, then expect Golden Guardians to then shop around where the Renekton is going. It doesn't have to go top lane, can't go mid, but they would have to have a damn good answer for that Gnar.
Okay, well, we've got the Tristana picked up here. There was a short Azir hover as well. So Tristana could be going into the bottom lane against the Ezreal, could be going into the mid lane either. So a little bit more time to tell on that one. But in the second half of the bans rolling through, it's Braum banned out by the Golden Guardians and Nidalee removed from the pool by Dignitas.
Yeah, I like the Tristana pick, and it feels like it's in the same vein of the Kalista. When it goes up against an Ezreal, you can follow it when he's trying to, blink away from a team fight. If he's trying to escape, blink, flash, whatever it is. The Tristana can hop up, try and aim for a reset. So, I'm expecting an exhaust on the side of Dignitas. It's hyper useful versus a Tristana to put her in at in that int range.
Oh, yeah.
Try and burst her before she gets that last auto attack. So it's going to be interesting to see what Dignitas follows up with.
From winning to inting very quickly on a single summoner spell, exhaust is the sauce if you're trying to deal with Tristana.
Hell yeah.
Set's banned away, and our last ban, what in the world is...
I think it's a Volibear.
Is it? It's...
Let's just say Volibear doesn't have a very
nice
nice silhouette for his champion when he's grayed out.
Okay, well, I don't know what that is. That's something. Anyway, we got another ban coming out on Dignitas, but now the Leona locked in for the Golden Guardians. You love to see a champion like this next to Trist, but Kalista Thresh.
That is an Ezreal mid lane.
Okay.
And I've seen this from Yusui in the past. Actually, the last time I saw it, it must have been in Team Liquid Academy. It did not perform well, but that was also in a very unperforming team. So, but the most important thing is, this is Neo's Kalista that has been banned consistently against them. Every game it's been nixed away, and now it's going to be going up against Golden Guardians, the Kalista Thresh duo for that too.
And we got Leona, Diana putting their differences aside and working together to bring down Dignitas here. So it'll be the Diana in the jungle, maybe, with the Viego mid against the Ezreal. It'll be solo on Renekton top, dealing with that Gnar like we were expecting there. Tristana Leona versus Thresh Kalista. How are we feeling about this overall as a 2v2, especially with what you were talking about with Neo being this Kalista that everybody has so much respect for?
So the respect is definitely there internally as well from Dignitas. They want to play towards Neo and Aphromoo consistently, and what better tools than literally Kalista ulti with the Thresh on top of that. Super safe with the Lantern, also incredibly aggressive with the hook to follow up. So there's a lot there at least from Dignitas side, so I'm expecting that to be the case. From Golden Guardian side, we've actually seen Diana jungle internationally, globally with multiple comps, and I think it does really well here. One thing that Rumble doesn't have is that level of self-protection. He needs that stopwatch in his Zhonya's to, if he just does get jumped on, to keep himself alive, and so the Diana is going to be helpful. But if we're already expecting the exhaust to be there when the Tristana is there, expect that to be the same case when Diana also jumps in. So I think this is a very high-value exhaust game from Team Dignitas.
Okay. I'm excited to see what the Diana's able to do here in the jungle. I think this will be fun. I like it because it is sort of that thing that dives right in like you're talking about, similar to what you would see Xin Zhao do against the Rumble, how that's become a popular pick.
Yeah.
So here we go out onto the Rift, my friends. We got Dardoch running the Dark Harvest. You got Yusui with the Conqueror there in mid. Neo has Cleanse as you do up against an enemy Leona. But here's the thing.
True.
Aphromoo Ignite. There is no exhaust against the Viego, Diana, Tristana, Renekton combination. So that means if either of these marksmen are caught out, you say goodnight.
Yeah, but it's very clear what Dignitas want. Win lane, win game. Like,
okay.
Have that Ignite mean something. So I'm actually going to be interested in seeing how, Chime can deal with what is, of course, going to be a level 2 push from Aphromoo and Neo. And if they do end up pushing the wave in the bounce back, there's actually so many things that they should be concerned about within the laning phase. So I want to see what Golden Guardians ends up doing. It seems like Dan is going to be pathing up towards top side. And so Stixxay and Chime is out to the wolves.
Alrighty, nobody's doing anything too wild here early on before minions arrive. Yusui's just chilling there around the halfway point in mid lane. If somebody walks near him, he can try to get a free Q, just get a little bit of extra damage down on there, pad the stats a bit, but nothing a whole lot's going to happen. Sometimes you see Rumble get invaded early on because of his weak level 1 having to spam his scrap shield, but that is not the goal of Golden Guardians this time around. They will just do whatever they can to get Iconic started, and we will do whatever we can to get through this pause.
I was a little concerned there. I was like, Aphromoo with no hands on the keyboard. I was like, oh my god, the guy has his hands off the wheels.
He's next level gaming.
Yeah, I was like, this has to be a pause. But a lot to take note of. The Ezreal is something that probably is not going to be, there's so much to talk about within the game that it might get passed over, so just take a note of it. It's such a high-risk pick because it does have a trough within the tier build, right?
Yeah.
And also, it does take a while before you do end up getting Divine Sunder, but when you have that build, and if you don't fall behind in the lane, then yeah, the compositionally is so strong. But that's always been the case. Last game I remember from Yusui on this pick did not turn out well because if the enemy team wants to get you, they're going to do it. Doesn't matter if you're underneath turret. If it's the shortest lane, they want to set up a dive, they'll get the dive.
And the thing that I'm a little bit concerned about too on the side of Dignitas, when you're looking at these champions that they have, when you're looking at a Gnar, when you're looking at Rumble, when you're looking at a mid lane Ezreal, if you fall behind, where's the wave clear at?
Yeah.
I mean, you get a true shot barrage every 60 seconds or whatever, but outside of that, spamming Mystic Shot is not the most effective way to deal with clumps of enemies. So it could be that if Dignitas falls behind early in this game and the Golden Guardians are able to get ahead, that they can stay ahead just by applying the proper pressure when their opponents have pretty weak wave clear.
Yeah, just based on the composition alone, I like what Golden Guardians have, absolutely. The concern is always, and this is, it reminds me of like, this, in scrims, you always think, we have an answer for the Kalista Thresh. We always do, like the Thresh, it's like the Ashe, Braum or something like that. You always feel like you have something. But if you just make one mistake in lane, and if the Thresh...
Oh, it's so difficult.
Exactly, and it's super punishing when they end up getting an experience advantage as well, so... There's just a lot that can come about. Not even just that. You know for sure Dardoch is going to be coming towards the lane. It's also double TP on both sides, but certainly Dignitas are going to be looking to use that aggressively to support Neo and Aphromoo. So that's what I see when I'm looking at both these comps.
And as we pan bottom, you see level 1, man. Aphromoo just walking up. Support is so easy. Lead the way. Have presence in the lane. Immediately just starting off some of that 2v2 trading down here. Of course, with no death sentence, he won't be able to go fishing underneath the turret like this with their opponents already shoved back. Top side, you already touched a little bit on what the matchup looks like. Gnar is pretty happy here, especially with the rise of Divine Sunderer, making it less likely for him to just be exploded when he turns back into Mini Gnar later on. The Iconic is clearing through the jungle on that full clear pathing, going all the way through the bottom side, up here into the top side, just dashing and slashing around, not too difficult. Remember that it was those Diana changes a while back that made her a viable jungler. She has the dash not stuck on the ulti anymore. Yep. It's a basic ability, so has some of that gank power early on. But remember, with her ulti now being the thing that pulls you in and makes it so you have that AoE slow, she doesn't bring any CC of her own to the table in terms of the gank. She has to have good setup from her laners.
That's why I love the Leona lock-in that comes along with it, because you do need some form of setup. Really close hook coming in from Aphro. But yeah, the Leona ultimate, if you're able to get a damn good one on any priority target, I actually just don't give a damn unless if it's the Thresh, right? If it's on any of the 4 members, not named Thresh, then you have a great pick to start a fight for Golden Guardians. And take a look at this gank.
Okay, we got Solo going in. The point and click stun, he flashes in, but the jump comes through. Flash out from FakeGod. So both top laners going to use the flashes there. They will not want to commit anything else. Again, once he's out of the range of Solo, Iconic can't lock him down alone. Yeah, so FakeGod's all right.
It was very close. The extended range definitely would have helped with the rage, but didn't happen. Is not going to be able to get... This is my concern now, because you have 2 side lanes. Oh no, Yusui.
Okay, Yusui's all right for now, but he has to flash out. His own jungler's coming to rescue him, so he will not die here, but was under quite a bit of pressure, had to blow the flash.
So this was the concern I had coming in with this draft, because you're right. The Kalista and Thresh were going to pressure bot side. The same was going to happen for FakeGod in the top lane. And so Scuttle Crabs, you're not getting them.
Nope.
Iconic is going to be a little bit behind because of this. And also, Dardoch is just on the Rumble, going to be just hard clearing his camp. So a little bit of an issue coming in from Iconic. If the gank top lane would have worked, then perfect. That could have transitioned to the Scuttle.
Okay, so Dardoch will end up grabbing both of those Scuttle Crabs there. Feels great. He's still hanging around the top side, but there's not really a play to be made here. Solo is back close to his very own turret. Of course, he will have that minion wave pushing out, so that will find itself in a favorable spot for Dignitas to try a move here in a very short amount of time. But back in bottom lane, man, Stixxay's health is not looking too hot here as Neo and Aphromoo maintain control of the lane with a 35 versus 17 farm lead.
It's rough. It's a double lane counter in Kalista and Thresh versus Tristana and Leona. It's just, those are every time we saw, observers look bot lane, it's not even turning into a hook. It could be much worse as well.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at the jungle clear, actually, it's looking like Rumble is looking for a top lane gank here, but the camps are making it easy for him to look for a bot lane play. Let's see how this works out.
Okay, FakeGod still has the Mega Gnar for a moment longer. Applies the slow. Here's Dardoch ready to go. Remember, there's no flash for the Croc, and he is out of there. First blood for Dignitas and Dardoch as Neo picks up another one here in the bottom lane in the 2v2.
This is a disaster from Golden Guardians. Like, Dardoch could have easily just played a standard and looked for bot lane, but he saw that play top, went for it. But somehow Stixxay and Chime died when they had the jungle pressure. That window was there. It was available for Thresh and Kalista to get the pick before Iconic was a part of the play.
All right, disaster in the side lanes for the Golden Guardians. Got to find a way to pull it back here, but 2-0, the current scoreline. We don't have any objectives on the table here just yet. Dardoch walks back into his own jungle, clears out a ward, and he'll find another one there, but they're moving in. They're looking to make the play. It's Iconic ready to go, but Dardoch gets away back onto the blast cone. He's not even taking the cone, man. He's going to turn it around. He's just going to beat him down. He flashes over the wall for the follow. The smite onto the Drake will end up keeping him alive, and Iconic with the outplay.
This is a comedy of errors, guys. Oh, man, I saw it too. I tasted the blood in the water. Dardoch wanted that kill. The smite was great, and it's going to transition Golden Guardians into this dragon. That
was a good bamboozle from Iconic.
Exactly. You know what? A big brain play from Chime. Missed the E purposely so you can get him with confidence later on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is way back, so we didn't get to see
This is the kill. Yeah, this was the first kill in the 2v2.
Yeah, this was never going to work. Like, Diana was literally so far deep in the river, she was never going to be there. So, just a bit of vision. That's all it really is. Just you're tunneling too much on the 2v2, expecting the jungler to be there when nowhere in the area.
Okay, well, we're back to live. Golden Guardians bot lane is not looking so hot, but AblazeOlive has roamed down here towards this area. Does not look like they're going to overextend, though, so Viego's going home.
I like the look from Olive so far this game. I mean, Olive's trying to make do with the best. This is not going to be an interactive matchup versus the Ezreal, so whenever he has the opportunity, he's going to at least try and make a play happen for his team.
Okay, talking about that Ezreal as well, because you mentioned the power trough of Ezreal with the tier build. You need to scale that up. You need to fully stack, get to Muramana. Sitting on only 27 stacks on the tier right now, it's still a long way away, but he's got the Sheen to make the poke a little bit stronger. And here you have FakeGod already going in. Reverted back to Mini Gnar, but the equalizer drops. Dardoch's moving in, wanting to finish off this kill, but they won't get it. It's both top laners' ultimates used, nothing else off the table. I mean, it's not like they have anything else. Both summoner spells still on cooldown for these top laners. So Dardoch shows up in time to make it pretty even.
Could be a punishing time anyways, because Rift Herald is the next play on the docket. And with Kalista and Thresh having so much pressure in the lane, it should just be a free Rift Herald for Dignitas, unless if Olive has anything to say about it. And Olive's just been great overall throughout these weeks, even in the losses. So, you know, if you're putting any kind of pressure on one person to get it done, it's going to be him.
Well, he's got himself the same farm as the Ezreal, despite the fact that he keeps roaming, just because he's the one who's got the better shove, right? Yep. He's the one who has the AoE spammable abilities without the resource costs. And he's got Stixxay rotating in, Chime rotating in. They're trying to just shove this wave out. That way they have the priority to roam up here to the Rift Herald, work together as a team. 4 Golden Guardians in the top side river. Stixxay still down there on the other side of the map. And it looks like Dignitas are deciding, okay, we're not going to be there in time. Don't waste time putting resources up there.
It's not a bad decision from Dignitas, because if they did move top when their bot lane had that window, then Kalista certainly actually was in a dangerous position. She would have lost waves, number one, when she already has a huge lead.
Right.
And Golden Guardians actually could have looked for a dive on him as well. So just trying to prioritize this, and they just need Dardoch to be here. Know that it's difficult for the Leona to get back to lane, so this is what they're playing for.
Okay, Stixxay's having to run on out, but Aphromoo with a flash in means Stixxay is already dead. You cannot survive against that. Chime gets hit by the death sentence, and they're looking to make even more happen. Yes, AblazeOlive's able to join with a TP, but he's not anywhere near the fight. Double kill for Dardoch, and Yusui follows the enemy mid laner here with a teleport. AblazeOlive finds himself stuck in a really bad spot. The minion wave is coming. He's trying to just clear the wave and make sure that they cannot turret dive him, but he still just does not have what it takes to outplay this. He's running towards the enemy base.
Run!
Everybody's in hot pursuit. Wait, am I a liar? Is he just going to walk out?
He's gone.
Is he just going to walk out? What in the world? AblazeOlive just casually strolls away from 4.
The sweat was just dropping down his forehead the moment his team was dying right behind him underneath the turret. He was like, all right, I need to clear this wave out to delay and delay. And he found that window to move past Yusui to get his way out. So great job for him, but this is just dire position here from Golden Guardians really starting in this game.
Yeah, 2,500 gold down. They're going to get some of that gold back right now, summoning up the Rift Herald here in the mid lane. They'll take off the first plate, most of the second one. Honestly, they should be able to get this pretty close to removing that 4th plate, but not quite just yet. AblazeOlive really wants it. There we go. Money coming through, keeping this game a little bit closer than it was. But Golden Guardians, man, they still got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, and I mean, even with the gold, team gold not being too far off, it's the individual gold, the AD carry, the ones that matter the most here in the Kalista Thresh, that is just eye-popping. 100 CS being hit by Neo versus 68 there from Stixxay. So, like, he was already in a pretty bad position because of the lane matchup, and it was Golden Guardian's decision to go for Rift Herald that caused them, Dignitas, to expand that lead and look for a dive bot lane. So that was just a really smart play from Dig to recognize, hey, we want to play for Neo. We can do more than actually go for Rift Herald, and I would love to see more teams do that. So it worked out well for Dig, and it's something that Golden Guardians have to be aware of.
Well, we also have to be aware of the Drake spawning here in about 20 seconds. That'll be our next objective that teams could fight over if they choose so. However, with complete bot side control for Dignitas, absolute domination of the 2v2, and Dardoch already hanging around down here, it doesn't seem like the best idea to fight this for the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, and it's not like they don't know Dardoch's here, right? They see him on the ward, but oh wait, what?
All right, they're already jumping in, but up in the top side instead. Dardoch's now in some trouble, into the stasis, blown up, he's gone. Shut down, credit to Iconic. Stixxay's about to try to run away, but he gets flayed right out of the rocket jump. He'll be the next one killed off. Neo's trying to outplay, but he cannot hop, skip, or jump fast enough. AblazeOlive says, let me show you how it's done. Double kill back over there to that mid laner on the side of the Golden Guardians. I am made a liar yet again. They fight for the dragon, they win at the dragon, and now they're gonna take the dragon. Yusui's on the run, AblazeOlive's on the chase. One more stab won't quite do it. The man walks away with 25 HP.
It's Big Boy Olive time. 3 kills this early in the game. And what a comeback from Golden Guardians. They knew the dive bot was coming, and it was iconic Chime that dove on top of his head, and it was Olive that was there. Just picked up this turret, just picked up second dragon in the game, and Dignitas are the ones that are sweating.
Gold is now even again. Gold is now even. Golden Guardians with a 2-0 Drake lead. Let's take another look at the fight here where Dardoch, honestly, he was just too far away from help.
Yep, the wave was just crashing. He thought it was a safe timer, but the ward caught him in transition coming in, and they knew that they had this window. This part, important.
Such a good play.
They know they can get Stixxay, but it was Olive that was there instantly on top of Neo alongside the Diana. Quick action, quick work being done here that caught Neo off guard.
Yeah. And I mean, the power of Viego with the execution on the ultimate and just being able to snap to his position. It doesn't matter how much you can hop around. It doesn't matter how much you're trying to do this cool outplay. You can't touch me, ha ha ha. No, you are getting bonked over the head with the stick of justice and you are going to die. And you could see the damage in that last fight there, the meters on the bottom. A lot of damage coming out from Iconic on the Diana. This is what I wanted to see from this pick. If you're giving over Rumble and you think you got the answer, that answer better be putting up numbers, and right there it was.
There it is. And I mean, the two members that should be strong are strong from the Diana and, and Olive.
Yeah.
So they are going to be the people who are going to be rotating to either bot lane. I would expect them to go bot lane consistently.
Yeah.
It's going to be a scrap. Dignitas are not going to give away what is a strong Kalista Thresh, but I just really love what Olive has here in Viego, and it's going to be difficult for Neo to back away, especially without summoners now.
Yeah, Neo still has a decided advantage over Stixxay. Stixxay is over 50 farm behind. He's 0-2-3 on the Tristana. It is not a good game for Stixxay. So Golden Guardians need to be able to play around their leads while trying to neutralize Neo as much as possible. Honestly, Dignitas trying to do the exact opposite, right? Don't give Viego the reset. Don't give Diana the engage that she wants diving into the middle of everyone, and try to allow Neo to outplay against this incredibly dive-capable team.
Yeah, and this was my concern. In this case, Yusui never fell behind, in the sense that, like, in the traditional 1v1.
Right.
But it just gave the opportunity for Olive to always look for windows and plays from the bot side of the map. So this is the concern of saying, yeah, we can flex the Ezreal, but do you want to?
Yeah, because he never has prio, right?
Yes.
There's no way for him to shove the wave. You're just shooting it with Mystic Shot. That's not enough.
Yeah.
And Golden Guardians, they're feeling great about it. They're now going to look to take their second Rift Herald of the game. Looks like Iconic can solo this one down. I don't think anyone's coming to challenge. Stixxay's already been rotated up, but of course Dignitas trying to grab themselves a tier 2 turret here in the bottom lane. Ulti's coming down. Solo having to run. Flashes away with the Dominus to stay alive.
Close. If that Q had landed from the Kalista, of course, would have been the kill to follow up. And this time around, I mean, I just like what Dignitas are doing and continuing to pressure bot side. For a Rift Herald that is post 14 minutes is not going to really give you much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just extending the lead that they have. Now they can just ward deeper into the blue side jungle. It's going to help them out in the long run.
I mean, if you use Rift Herald to get a tier 2 turret, you always feel good about it.
Yep.
So why not just get a tier 2 turret instead of Rift Herald? We're eliminating the middleman, delivering straight to you. That is exactly how the Dignitas bot lane is playing this game. Let's check in on the items right now, because Divine Sunderer has been completed for the Gnar. And as a matter of fact, we've got Mythics online for a lot of people. Two of the exceptions, of course, being Stixxay, who has fallen pretty far behind this game. And you can see Yusui just now completing his own Sunderer because of the fact that he stopped off for the fully completed boots first, because he needed to get the tier, because he was trying to get those early advantages in the lane. But now that the Sunderer's online, the poke is real, my friend.
Yes. And so the Sunderers are one thing to point out from Yusui's point of view, and also the Gnar as well. But I love the shield bow pickups here, specifically from Olive to dive in deep. He's going to have the Blade of the Rune King soon enough too, and so I'm concerned for the carries of Dignitas if they're going to actually survive, because he's going to be pretty relentless. Viego is a really sticky type of champion, so.
Yeah, especially with the resets, getting the extra ultis, getting the iframes, not being able to properly focus him down, and they use the Rift Herald to try to give him even more local money. AblazeOlive continuing this split push situation. He's got his jungler shadowing him as well, in case Dignitas tries to make some sort of a punish here, prevent him from getting the second charge onto the tier 2. Not gonna happen. Next Drake is alive in 20 seconds though, so you would believe that the Golden Guardians want to send bodies down there, considering they've already got the 2-0 lead in that department.
Yeah, they just lost so much pressure in the bot side that Dignitas have full autonomy here. Sure, Renekton does have teleport just in case, but I think it's probably safer from Golden Guardians, who have the first 2 dragons, not to take that risk that could throw the game against what is, picks that want to try and pick you. Thresh and Kalista are literally built for those moments, being in position and trying to aim for you if you do try and clear out their vision or walk into their vision, I think, more accurately put. So yeah, Dignitas recognized that they're just going to get free dragon and also aim for the mid lane turret as well.
Hey, that's what you want to see, right? If Dignitas is in a position where things feel like they're a bit more Golden Guardians favored right now, Dignitas doing a good job to avoid the fights, take control of the parts of the map that they need to, and get not one, but two objectives back-to-back right there. It always feels good. So the game's still at an incredibly even state. 18 minutes in. It's 5 minutes away from the next neutral objective being viable because nobody's going to rush Baron down at 20 minutes here in this game so far. So the question I want to pose to you, Raz, what do you want to see out of both of these teams in order to take control at this very close, very pivotal point in the game?
From Golden Guardian side, I want to see them play around Olive's push. So Olive has teleport, I mean double teleport for both of these teams, but Olive right now is just the strongest man on the court. I want him to see him push one side lane and always have this team lean to the side that he's pushing in. So they have control constantly. If it's going to be split pressure play from both teams, then great. I mean, Golden Guardians are going to be fine with that being the ones that were behind a little earlier in this game, right? Meanwhile, Dignitas, they should be confident always playing towards Kalista Thresh and just seeing if they can get a pick. So this should be, in all intents and purposes, I think both teams are playing this well. Just a slow game until third dragon is available.
Okay. So we'll just be waiting here for the next 4 minutes or so. AblazeOlive putting in the work on this bottom lane tier 1 turret. Both teams currently at a total turret count of 2. So this will be advantage in that department for the Golden Guardians once he finishes the last little bit of work on this one. Does plenty of damage to it, has a big wave, so he's not feeling extra pressured to do this in a super speedy manner. The Golden Guardians also moving into the Dignitas red side jungle, just sitting down some wards and taking everything, while Dignitas takes the top side tier 1 turret.
This reminds me of back in the day.
Oh, back in my day.
These type of, when lane swaps were a literal thing and both top laners had to be creative. In this case, Solo is now looking for a play mid lane because that's all he's got. Meanwhile, FakeGod is just trying to sit idly by, wait for the wave to finally get to him, and Olive is, complete with his mission. So he can pick it up. Now, Renekton's not going to be able to find that play on Ezreal too safe. He's going to cut through his own jungle where he does have defensive wards. All of these are safe. So it's like, I think it is interesting to see it because the top laners are literally the only targets on the map that they could try and go for.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we got Chime showing up here,
there
just in case Dignitas was planning some sort of shenanigans to dive after Solo. That will not happen successfully. AblazeOlive has also joined the party, as the sweeper will find a ward, and they'll do what they can to clear out what Dignitas was setting up in here. Remove all this vision, try to make a move. It's Chime stepping forward. It's the collapse coming in from the Golden Guardians, and they'll look for even more, but the Equalizer wants to turn it back around. A good stasis from Iconics, able to keep him alive. Flashing out of the True Shot barrage to continue their escape.
What a great Kalista ultimate that saved Aphro in that moment, because that was a great flank from Iconic, but he got nothing. The moment the pull from Kalista came through, he's like, I'm in a bad position. Has to blow flash, and now that is going to be impactful. Dragon's going to be coming up in 2 minutes, and so now you just have to count the flashes because those are going to be the targets when the objective does come up.
Okay, that was one of the things about Kalista, too, that sometimes you forget about. You think about her offensive capabilities. You think about her maneuverability. But just the defensive power and the utility of saying, no, you can't kill my support at any point.
Not allowed.
It's so much. It's so difficult to deal with. And that just means Dignitas are able to keep on feeling fine at this part of the game. Gold is still only a couple hundred apart. We are under 2 minutes away from that Drake. We've got teleport available on both our mid laners, on both our top laners. That flash from Iconic, very, very important. Flash from Neo, equally so. And neither one of those will be available in time for this Drake fight.
Yeah, and so that's going to make the flanker's job so much easier. And right now I see a really good ward here from FakeGod. Actually, just doesn't even matter because both of them are taking positions bot lane. So in this case, it's just going to be on Neo and Aphromoo to base when they get the chance. I think right now he's probably closing into an item. So I want to see what Neo is able to purchase as he's basing, because all of these, this is just the final count. A minute until Golden Guardians are aiming for soul points. So let's see what Dignitas can get.
Okay, Dignitas, what's it going to be here? The Hourglass completed for Rumble, very important. Same story being told for Diana, though. Both of these two can do a huge amount of damage, throwing themselves into the middle of the fight as long as they can stasis before the chain CC just causes them to drop over dead.
True.
Thornmail also fully done for solo. Thornmail, of course, in my opinion, is the most important full upgrade of a Grievous Wounds item because it allows you to proactively apply it when you land the CC. You don't have to wait for them to auto-attack you instead. So that means that Solo will be able to shut down some of the healing of whoever he dives onto. Kalista traditionally has always been a heavy life-stealing marksman. Immortal Shield Bow in the inventory. Runaan's Hurricane now as well. And we'll see Dignitas step towards the river as Golden Guardians are the ones who have priority over that area first. Stixxay will be the last one to join up with the rest of the team, and he, of course, does need to be mindful of his positioning. Hasn't been a great game from him so far. Dignitas continuing to move forward as a team. Iconic getting tagged with a boomerang, but blocking all the damage with the shield.
Tristana's in a bit of no man's land. Did get the jump over the blue pit just so she could be with the team. Here comes Solo, though, but he is in vision.
Yep.
And these are usually really difficult parts of the game. FakeGod is in a great range at Rage Bar just to instantly proc it. Let's see what ends up happening.
Okay, Death Sentence goes wide, won't find a target. Dragon's going to be taken low. Dragon's going to be taken down. Golden Guardians now looking to take the fight as Aphromoo moves down below half HP. Iconic getting hit with the equalizer and getting focused. Pulls off the ulti, goes into the stasis with only a moment to spare, but Aphromoo going to be saved by the Kalista yet again. Throwing some damage back into FakeGod, who finds the Mega Gnar only onto the enemy mid laner, but he's the carry, so that still counts. Solo's about to be killed if he ain't careful. He's trying to run away. He's still got the flash, but they've got the angle. Solo's continuing the great escape, but is it great enough? He flashes over the wall. He flashes forward. He flashes into his own demise, and the Golden Guardians are being completely deleted. Yes, they kill the enemy Kalista, but they are aced, and it's Dignitas taking the team fight.
Very smart from Dig. Not only being able to take down Iconic at the very beginning, but they just rounded up the rest of Golden Guardians. Said, okay, you ain't going back to base. I know where your whole man's at. Like, I can follow you. And so it was Renekton that was in a really difficult position in the alcove. But take a look at this. Of course, the Dragon did go over to Golden Guardian, so they are at Soul Point. But Diana didn't get the follow-up just because of, look at FakeGod. Creating so much space, he's trying to find the perfect ultimate, isn't able to get it. But still, he was able to allow Diana to die without an answer. And so Solo, the furthest one away from his team, Golden Guardians could have walked away and let him go. But they think they can take the fight and save him on that one. Great flash coming in from Aphromoo actually saves us out, because if he dies at that moment, Olive gets the reset and he can actually provide that space for Renekton to run free. But Aphromoo keeping himself alive at just a sliver of HP.
It means so much versus reset champions, man. It can define the fight. And you can see damage dealt in the last fight.
There it is.
So much. Over 3K out of both solo laners on the side of Dignitas. Divine Sunder is a pretty good item,
it's
Mr.
nice.
Raz. It is a pretty darn good item. And Dignitas is happy about it. Now with another fight breaking out, they're not so happy about the state of their jungler. Dardoch at 100 HP, barely walking away, somehow lives.
Nice lantern from Aphromoo again, and also just a nice rocket belt to get himself out of there. Didn't have to flash at all. But it's close. You're right. And even just looking at the damage chart of the previous fight, like 500 from Viego could turn into like 1,000, 1,005, like just depending literally on if he gets that reset or not.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty crazy out here.
Okay, item completed. Phantom Dancer for Stixxay. So finally hitting that 2-item power spike here on the Tristana. But of course, when you look across the table, man, Neo's already a whole other item up on him. He's got the Bloodthirster now, too. AD carry diff going on right about now. You can see the total gold difference between the two. 11-8 versus 8-3. That's about 3,500 gold.
It's absurd. And that's just been the strategy Dig has had all game long to help Neo out. And so, got to do something about it if you're Golden Guardians. Their dive has been consistent. It's been getting the person who's been out there first. Chime's out in danger.
Oh, Chime just caught in the wrong place, man. You can't be up there like that. And that's a pick for Dignitas. It's 2 minutes before the Dragon spawns here again. Remember, it is Golden Guardians on Soul Point. They were able to grab that Drake for themselves in the last team fight that they lost. But now it's Dignitas heading over to the Baron, starting that one up. They do have to be careful about getting engaged on. They do have a 5v4 on the map. Trinket thrown into the pit there to see what's going on. Neo's mostly just doing this as a solo job, but he's not tanky enough for it just yet. He has lost a lot of his HP, down to about half. Healed up there from around a third thanks to the honey fruits, but Dignitas do not have the power to brute force this just yet.
Yeah, they're seeing what they can get away with. Of course, the Kalista having both Shield Bow and Bloodthirster, so just trying to heal it up on her own. But Golden Guardians did a great job getting mid-prio and has also just recognized that that's just an option. So overall, great, but at the same time, what got them there to begin with was that pick onto Chime. So just very costly. If it happens again, that turns into a dragon for Dignitas.
And Yusui just completing his Frozen Heart as well. His third big ticket item.
Nice.
He is currently deathless on the mid lane Ezreal. Frozen Heart gives him plenty of armor against a team with only one AP threat in the Diana. So Yusui's feeling pretty good about the state of the game right now and sort of where he's sitting compared to everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's the AP threat is Diana, literally a champion that is so, front-loaded in her ultimate, she is either going to pick you or, as an Ezreal, you should never get touched by her.
Yeah, she E's on you, you E out.
Yeah. So it's just one of those situations where I think Yusui made a very smart, a common decision, of course, in Frozen Heart being picked up by Ezreal. But in this case, just so smart going up against what is, attack speed heavy in Tristana and Viego.
Yeah, even Diana. Diana likes attack speed.
Not true.
Everybody likes attack speed. And Frozen Heart says, no, we do not like attack speed. Over the wall goes Chime. Aphromoo could be caught out here, but remember that Neo is close enough to pull him to safety. He will do just that, and he throws him right back in. We're going bowling, baby. Here comes the equalizer. There goes Chime. But now you got Iconic looking for the fight. It's Stasis v Stasis, and Dardoch is right back out onto the map looking for the damage onto Stixxay, but he's going to be taken down before he's able to find it. Iconic now buying time here against the other four, but Neo's able to rend him to pieces. AblazeOlive's going to reset city. Population Dignitas. Stixxay grabs the kill into Neo. AblazeOlive keeps on going in, and FakeGod goes on the run. It's 2 dead on the side of the Guardians, 3 dead on the side of Dig. Yusui fires off the True Shot barrage, but it will not find the enemy AD carry. AblazeOlive is on the run, and the power and range of the Ezreal means that Golden Guardians will not be able to take the Drake.
Yeah, the Drake might be theirs, but man, Olive is a playmaker. I have never seen a Viego turn into a Thresh. You'll see it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's just watch the play as it is, because this does start. Oh, you know what?
Wait, they might be able to take the Drake after all. AblazeOlive's going in. Yusui's already down. FakeGod's hanging around, but the boy, you're not gonna do much more. Golden Guardians, Mountain Soul.
Double TP for that Soul, and Baron is available with 30-second death timers on Yusui and FakeGod.
Raz, I have been wrong about so much stuff that I have said this game. Oh, they won't be able to get that dragon. They get the dragon. Oh, he won't be able to escape. He escapes. But I'm loving it. I love being wrong because it's surprise. It's that factor that you weren't expecting. And the Golden Guardians are not expecting Dignitas to do anything about this Baron take. Yes, they might be down some gold, but who cares when you're wearing purple, baby?
Let me just tell you all, because we cut into that replay too late for my liking.
Okay.
I know what was happening, but I've never seen a Viego, of course, get the reset on Thresh, turn into Thresh, and guess who you need to get the hook on? Neo. Hooks in Neo, then ult resets close to him, stuns him with his W, just to assassinate the prime target. Now, double teleport does come through. This is when they were just able to get straight on top of Yusui, poke him out. So, if you only have 2 members in FakeGod and Yusui for this play, you have to be able to get in and get out quick. Golden Guardians were able to get there in time.
And that was Yusui's first death of the game. AblazeOlive teleports in. He immediately flashed over the wall because the only other way was to use the ulti, and he needed to save that for the execution, for the chase. So AblazeOlive, knowing exactly what to do in the situation, exactly what to do with his champion, he is the one who can carry this game for the Golden Guardians. You want to see them do a lot with this Red Bull Baron. They've got 2 minutes or so. The gold lead that they've got from it is pretty much barely more than the value of just killing the thing itself.
Yeah.
So they want to get these turrets, right? They only have the 3 outer turrets down. All the tier 2s are still standing. Most of the time, once you have a Baron, that's just considered free money.
Yes, and the position that they have here is the 2-lane play, so they're playing through top lane as a team, and they're just waiting on Viego, who's pressuring a little bit, just buffing up the minions mid lane. It's not going to turn into too much. I think they should just use this Baron as a way to, accrue the minion waves, get Tristana back into the game. Now she's able to get her Infinity Edge. So, for so long out of it, and is now able to finish her 3rd item.
And remember that Tristana's damage profile in the late game is significantly higher than Kalista's. That's always the thing about Kalista, right? Is she feels strong in lane, she feels strong in the mid-game team fights where her powerful lifesteal and mobility allows her to outplay opponents. But when it comes to that late-game situation of, hey, your job is to be at the top of the DPS meter, she just can't hang with a champion like Tristana.
The range is just too much. Not even just from the Tristana perspective, but also you're you're looking at too many things. The Diana that obviously wants to dive on you, the flank that Solo is looking for, and the strongest person on the planet in Olive's Viego that is just eyeing you throughout the team fight. And so it doesn't matter if he ends up getting the Rumble pickup, he's going to look to reset and just try and get on top of you as an extra bit of dash. If he gets the Thresh like he did in the previous fight, that's a hook coming right at your face.
And there comes True Shot Barrage. By the way, it did the Mountain Soul's worth of damage, and
nice.
that's it. So that shield doing a lot of good work. Observers just looked in at the ward behind Golden Guardians, so we might see a big teleport play coming out of Dignitas here. FakeGod has the Gnar bar ready, but he'll instead move over. Dardoch getting caught out now. Another stun coming in. Dardoch continuing to walk away. Nice patience, nice discipline, not using the Zhonya's there, and he'll go back to the fountain to heal.
But this is going to give Golden Guardians a great amount of confidence to move in on this turret, knowing that Rumble is not going to be there.
Well, we've got the Baron buff finally gone, so Golden Guardians know that they don't have that extra power on their minions anymore. They will back away. 3 minutes until Baron, 2 minutes until the Elder Drake round.
Flowers, this has turned into a banger.
Oh, baby. I love Elder
Guardians,
Drakes.
exactly. Golden Guardians don't want to throw on this play for bottom lane inhibitor, even with Dardoch down. It's going to be about that Elder Dragon. If there's a smite fight, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's always going to be the case if you have perfect vision, then great. But if you do make a mistake, that's going to give Dignitas an opportunity to make a play for a game-ending buff.
Elder Dragon is fantastic because no one refuses to fight for it.
True.
Because you always have to make the decision in League of Legends of what is more likely to let us win, even if it's a low chance versus another low chance. Just let them have Elder is never the better chance. Because it's so broken, because it's overpowered, because it's meant to be that way, it means that we're getting a team fight here in about 75 seconds. So we'll see who's got the better setup, who's got the better prio. Right now it's Dignitas who have control over the bottom side river. Solo is backing, but he does have a teleport. If he finds a proper flank, it could be a really good spot. Or if he goes in unsynced with the rest of his team, it could just be crocodile dinner.
Yeah, this is a great setup here from Dignitas to be on position first, but this means that Golden Guardians are going to push a little deeper to try and get the next wave. But if they do, then if you're asking Golden Guardians, are they looking to prioritize an inhibitor or not? Here they are.
They're already going in. It's Chime starting it off. Neo's going to be killed if he's not careful, but Solo's able to find the flash. Chime's going to die. Neo trying to stay alive, but he's already killed off. Dardoch doing the same. Golden Guardians looking for the rest of the damage, but now Iconic has found the ult, and Golden Guardians has found the team fight. Stixxay's jumping all over the place. It's Tristana's revenge. Have a mouth full of bullets. Stixxay takes the ace.
40-second death timers on Dig's side, and that's going to be Golden Guardians looking for the win. That was huge. The first layer, I didn't see it coming. Straight on top of the head of Neo. And then it was the flank coming in from Iconic to get 3 members. Damn, that was a beautiful team fight from Golden Guardians.
Golden Guardians getting it done. They will take down Dignitas. They will find a super important win here today, and they will earn their victory.
And that will tie them up with CLG. We're talking about that climb that they have. Now you have to believe, especially with a win versus Dignitas that has been ramping, and of course they are above a 500 right now. They have more wins than losses, and they've been looking good in their previous wins. That says a lot about this team and a lot about AblazeOlive.
AblazeOlive on the Viego, making things happen, surviving in the bottom lane in the middle of 4 people when it looked like he should have been dead to rights, coming back with the teleport to kill the enemy mid laner that up until that point was deathless, steal his body, secure the soul with it, and then hunt down somebody else. The man was making a highlight reel, and that is exactly what the Golden Guardians need.
Absolutely, man. I swear, if you're on YouTube right now, replay those fights, especially the mid lane fight. That was my favorite.
The stolen hook.
Yeah, the stolen hook on top of Neo, then ults towards him, then stuns him. That's just sick.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to no way about it.
And that's the thing, because like so much of Viego and his reset and his possession, I'm in the camp that believes the strongest part about Viego's possession isn't stealing the enemy kit, it's the iframe, it's the ultimate reset. But there's some of those moments, those glorious golden moments, where you do make the most important part of the possession be the enemy kit, where you do perfectly play their champion in that moment, and it's so awesome to see. AblazeOlive, hats off to him, man.
Yeah.
Played incredible.
Speaking of rewarding, what's more rewarding than a dub? Like,
Oh, you gotta love it.
they got a sweet dub, and of course that's going to mean player of the game goes to AblazeOlive. If that wasn't the most obvious thing on the planet with how this one. Like, it was ridiculous, of course. The constant roams when they were behind in the game to find angles. You couldn't, it fizzled at times, so you couldn't really find the play. But there was that mid lane, that bottom lane river play that they did. They found the kill on towards Neo that got him 3 kills early, and that got that snowballing.
Yeah, and then his ability to play in the fights, even the fight where he got blown up early, and you said, hey, one reset can be the difference between 500 damage or 5,000 damage. That's just the way it goes with Viego. But now we're heading on over to Dash and AblazeOlive for our Verizon post-game interview.